Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got this little guy. This is the Hubsan H107L, and I'm really looking forward to taking this up. Hubsan copters that we've had so far that we've looked at have been mostly GPS based. This isn't. This is just your standard little nano copter, and I just want to see how it fares up against its big brothers and sisters. So, we started looking at Hubsan copters a little while ago, I think it was last year, 2016, and I was absolutely staggered by how well they flew, how well they controlled, how well they were built as well. I'm hoping this guy is going to be exactly the same. Just a really nice, really well built nanocopter. Now I've come out today in sunny Bristol, very sunny Bristol, and it is stupid o'clock in the morning, and it's beautiful. Look at it. There's not a movement in the tree, in any tree. So I'm hoping that this is going to be the perfect weather suited for this little guy. Alright then, so quick rundown of the copter if you haven't seen the unboxing. There is no camera, there's no altitude hold. This is purely an indoor-outdoor standard nano quadcopter. Relies mostly on skill to pilot rather than little things like altitude hold in order to keep it up in the air. Right, so we've charged the battery for 30 minutes. That's all gone quite well. Let's plug this in. Right, two red LEDs in the back, two blue LEDs flashing on the front, and with that let's take to the skies. So right then, so we've got our quadcopter on and flashing. Let's turn on the transmitter and it should auto bind. There's no need to push up or push down at all, it's just bound straight away. As you can see now, these blue LEDs have stopped flashing, they're now solid. So let's take her up, gentle way up. Just to let everybody know, I have calibrated the accelerometer and the analog sticks rather. It's not a very long process. It's just like the other Hubsans really, where you had to calibrate the GPS, where this is just the accelerometer. Done within a couple of minutes, but then you are not guaranteed, but close to as damn it, that your flight is going to be quite smooth, as you can see. I mean, I've done nothing else to it. I've just, calibrated it the way that I would any normal other quadcopter, and the same as, and also what it recommended, just by calibrating the accelerometer as well. Alright, so in flight, this guy is handling extremely well. Turns around really quite quick. I haven't altered the speed setting of this quadcopter, so it is just running on the same speed mode that you would get when you turn on the transmitter. It's flying remarkably well. It's really quite easy to see as well. I don't find I have to be squinting off into the distance in order to find it, which is good. Turning corners, really quite nice. Look at it spin. Spins really easy, spins really well, really quite free. Some copters, when they spin, I often think, "Oh, is there something holding you back?" I get that sort of impression, even though I know it's not. And this is, this guy is totally different. It's just nice and easy movements. It's just nice, easy movements. Look at him. Beautiful. Now, even though he has no altitude hold, the amount of wind those little propellers are generating as I was just standing behind it then is amazing. Okay, so little telemetry screen holding up and working really quite well. It's just showing me the amount of power I'm putting through each of these analog sticks. Have a quick little look there as I'm just bringing this guy home. So 53, and obviously the more throttle that you give her, the higher that number does sit. So he's sitting at about 58 there, which is just really quite nice. It's just sort of above eye line. Just sort of above eye line, this is really nice, this is really relaxed. I don't feel as if, oh, am I going to lose control of this any minute? It's just flying as well as the bigger brothers and sisters did, just in a mini form. I like that amount of power as well. Normally with these, well, say these nanocopters, this is a little bit bigger than a nanocopter. With a lot of the Cheerson style nanocopters, you accelerate a little bit, and it's before you know it, they've taken off, they've flown straight up in the air. It's been nothing but carnage. This little guy is really lovely. I'm liking this a lot. He's really quite fun. Estimated battery time is between 6 to 8 minutes. And yeah, he's working really, really nicely. I mean, if you were after a little nanocopter for indoor outdoor use, then I would say, yeah, this little guy will probably cut the bill. I mean, he has been around for a while, and you can obviously see why. He flies so direct, so true. Every little movement on the transmitter, it doesn't have to be a big movement at all. It's just really nice and controlled, really nice and slow. His stability as well, fair play. He is such a stable little copter, just sitting there flying around. Even if he does lose a little bit of power, and even if he does decide to falter a bit, then just putting on the tiniest amount of power will more often than not save you from hitting the floor. Okay, let's look at let's look at expert mode. So push down the right throttle, and she nips into expert mode. Whoa, my God! Look at the difference in speed. Straight away, she's flying around, and she is 15 times faster than she was when she was just in standard mode, mode 1. Now there's two speed modes, expert and normal. Normal is beautifully controlled, really nice. Expert is just insane. A lot of speed, but again, still not very difficult to control. You know, because all her actions are really nice. All her reactions, rather, are really nice. Look at that, though. Wow, incredible amount. Okay, so you activate that just by pushing down the right thumbstick. Beautiful. Okay, back into normal mode, and already you can see there's a bit of a difference. So yes, on this incredibly still day, we have an incredibly stable and still quadcopter. Oh, lights are flashing. Just noticed that now. That means battery is getting low. That's a real shame. I have to see if I can get a few more batteries for this guy. Alright then, let's see if we can do a little bit more of a fly around just before we got to bring him back in.
What we do here is go back.
Yeah, you can tell the batteries are dying. That is full acceleration. That's full throttle. No, she's going down. That's it. She's dead. She's gone. We have nothing. Alright then. So with that, let's bring her in for a review. Alright then folks, so this little guy blew me away, absolutely. A lot of the little nanocopters we see are quite tetchy. The slightest little thing that slightest little button that you push and it flies off, or it does some sort of crazy mad movement. This guy is really quite nice, really quite level, quite stable. An easy flight can be had out of this. I was really quite surprised. Every nanocopter I fly, I'm not great at flying them. They dart off and I end up not enjoying the flight. But this guy is the total opposite of that. Every movement on standard mode is very controlled. Your speed is very controlled. It's just a really nice move. Normally on slow mode, you'll find when you're turning the quadcopter, it'll turn really quite slowly. It doesn't with this. It turns really quite quick. So wherever you want to get to, you can get there a little bit faster, but at the same time in a very safe way as well. The configuring of the transmitter, that was really quite easy, quite simple. It did take an extra 5 minutes before I could fly this guy, but to be honest with you, it's always worth doing that, just to make sure your flight is stable and as safe as can be. Now there's no camera, obviously, and I didn't bring my run cam because I don't think this thing is going to be able to lift it for very long without either damaging the motors or depleting the battery really quite quickly. Now, landing sprigs. We've lost 2, as you can see here, from the left-hand side. We've still got the ones on the right. Now, when this landed, this did give me a bit more security in the fact that when it did come down, it would stay where it was, so I could just end off turning the throttle off and I won't have this quadcopter skidding across the floor. That was really quite nice. Did give me a bit more confidence in landing the quadcopter as well. Overall, she's just fantastic. Put it into expert mode for a bit as well. Also, you can see exactly how fast that mode was. As for the transmitter, it's really nice. It's curved just the right way for your hand. The transmitter range with the quadcopter is just perfect. Not once did the quadcopter falter, and I went the full length of this basketball court. And yeah, I found it to be really nice, respond really well. Handles really nice in your hand as well, sits really nice. The analog sticks move really well as well. They haven't got a bad thing to say about this transmitter. Same as the quadcopter really. I would have liked it to have a bit longer battery and a bit larger battery. If you made the quadcopter slightly larger, that would have just been brilliant. Or even if it came with 2 batteries, and that would have probably been a 10 out of 10 score for me. But yeah, in saying that, really happy with how this works. It's a great outdoor and indoor copter for a great little price. So yeah, to be honest, I'm really quite taken with this. I'm going to be taking this out again. So there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching, listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.